This is our 72 Impala LS swap. We recently completed the LS3 swap on it. Break it up! Look at that! I told you, man. Look at that, look at that. Y'all see that? Loose torque convertibles. I got everything cleaned up. Yes, sir. She ready now. Now we're getting ready to crank it up and see if that little rattling noise is gone. If one of them torque converter bolts come out, you can tear up your engine, transmission, your crank. Just imagine how much money it'll cost you to get it fixed. That's why today, YouTube, we're gonna talk about exactly how you know your torque converter bolts might be loose and exactly what you need to do so they don't never come loose again. You already spent enough money on your LS swap. You don't want to tear it up. As a matter of fact, you can take what I'm about to show you today and apply it to any kind of car. It don't even matter. But before we do that, how would you like to know how to do a LS swap in an old school car that run like this? 72 Impala LS3 swap. Looking at almost 600 horsepower. We ain't put it on the dyno yet, YouTube. We did our own wiring. We show y'all how to do that, YouTube. Step by step. Did our own fuel system. We show y'all how to do that as well. Step by step, YouTube. Everything you need to know. Step by step. LS swap, baby. Let Chevys R Us help you do your LS swap, YouTube. We a family, man. We gonna do this thing together. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Make sure you turn on your notification bell. That way you see all the videos when we post them. And I need for you to drop me a comment in the comment section and say I'm riding with Chevys R Us, Tone. Y'all ready? Let's get it. YouTube, this your boy, Tone coming back at y'all one more again, YouTube, with another great video on Chevys R Us, man. Y'all already know what time it is, man. We out here in the garage, and guess what? Ain't nothing nobody can do about it, YouTube. Let's get to it. All right, YouTube. We back at it, man. What it do, man? We out here. I got the LS swap 72 convertible Impala right behind me. I know y'all probably see this car right here. This car right here is our 75 convertible Caprice. It's sitting in the woods 28 years, y'all. Unmolested. Yeah, baby. We got a roller, baby. We got a roller. Air in the tire. Today we're going to be working on the 72 Impala LS swap, the gray one behind me. It's making a noise. And I highly believe that the torque converter bolts are loose. We're going to get this thing jacked up. And that way we can look at the torque converter bolts and verify that they are loose. And also today, we'll be talking about some of the symptoms that you will experience with loose torque converter bolts. We also gonna cover how to fix it so that it never happens again. So let's get the car out the garage and we gonna get right to it, YouTube. All right, be back in a minute. I got the car out the garage and I just got the ramps in the front of it right there. If this is your first time on the channel, this is our 72 Impala LS swap. We recently completed the LS3 swap on it. Now that we got it out the garage, what I'm gonna do is I wanna crank this guy up for you to see if we can hear that knocking sound or that noise that the flywheel and the torque converter bolts may be making. Maybe we'll be able to hear it. So I'm gonna sit the camera down and I'm gonna crank it up. And you can hear it when you first crank it up, but when you put the brake on, you can't really hear it. What's up, Mr. Johnson? How you doing? That's my neighbor over there, y'all. But like I was saying, you can hear the sound when you first crank it up, and then when you put the car in gear, the sound kind of goes away. And my ears are seasoned to this sound because I've been doing this kind of stuff for a long time. Hopefully, you'll be able to hear what it sounds like so that you can recognize this issue as well. But if your car is making some kind of knocking or some kind of ticking noise or something like that, and it sounds like it coming from the bottom of the car, and it goes away after you put it in gear, it may be some loose torque converter bolts or a cracked flywheel or something like that. But let's see if we can hear it, y'all. All right, y'all, finna crank it up. Crank it up. All right, YouTube, now that we got the car, we got it up on the jack stands right there. Not the jack stand, but the ramps. If you have a LS engine or that has a 4L60E or any other kind of LS automatic transmission, we're going to need to take the starter out in order to fix the problem. So the first step in doing that is I'm going to go ahead and remove the negative battery cable. That way, whenever we take the starter down, we don't cause anything to arc and blow any fuses, or we don't break nothing or blow nothing up, y'all. So let me get the negative battery terminal off right here. And as soon as I get this off, I'll be right back with y'all. Be back in a minute. All right, YouTube. There go my starter bolts right there. So those are 13 millimeter. So now that I got the battery cable off, I'm gonna put the phone down and get those two 13 millimeter bolts off for the starter. We'll be right back with y'all in a minute. All right, YouTube. As you all see, I got the starter out. And I also took the flywheel cover off. It mounts in that little bolt right there. It mounts right on the side of that block in that little hole right there. Just this little plastic piece that goes right here. And the starter goes in up there. But my suspicion was correct, y'all. You can see a little space. You can see the threads a little bit. Let me see if I can get my hand up here and turn it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Loose torque. Look at that. I told you, man. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, y'all. Y'all see that? Loose torque converter bolts. Wow. And that's just the first one. We ain't even have to spin it around. Y'all, I told you, man. That's it right there, man. I told y'all that was the problem. Man. I'll tell you, one of these torque converter bolts decide to work its way all the way out, man, you can have all kind of significant damage to your transmission and even to the back of your engine. So check this out, YouTube. You ain't gotta go nowhere. You ain't gotta take your car to no mechanic. Today, I'm gonna be talking about some of the symptoms that you will experience with loose torque convertibles. We also gonna cover how to fix it so that it never happens again and what we did wrong the first time. So make sure that y'all pay attention. Make sure y'all watch this whole video all the way through. That way you don't ever have to worry about anything like that happening to you. All right? Let me tell you what I did wrong. So before, when I put these bolts on before, this actually happened to me one other time since I had the engine and transmission in the car. And they kind of worked their way loose a little bit. And what I did before is I held a crowbar right here on the flywheel in that little access cover. I know y'all see that flywheel right there. And then I held a ratchet on this end while I tighten it up. And you're not able to get it that tight without the engine moving. So to prevent that, what we're going to do is, all right, YouTube, this is our first torque converter bolt right here. I already put some blue, some of this right here, some of this blue, some of this right here on the bolt. It's lock thread. This is the blue, medium strength. I'm gonna screw this back in here by hand. And then what I'll do differently is I'll get somebody to hold a wrench on the front of the engine while I tighten this up. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, YouTube. I just want to show y'all, man. I got a socket. I know y'all see it right there. I got a socket and a torque wrench on the drive. And whenever I tighten up the torque converter bolt, the engine is gonna spin. It's gonna spin this way. And so by this being here propped up on the ground, it ain't gonna let the engine turn over. So that way I can tighten up this. I can go ahead and tighten this bolt up right here, that first torque converter bolt, without the engine moving. So let me put the phone down and I'll do that as well. And keep in mind, I did add the Loctite on it that I didn't have on there before. And also, we got a wrench on the front end of the engine. We didn't have that before as well. So let's get that done and we'll be right back in a minute, YouTube. All right, y'all. I got the second torque converter bolt tighten back up in there. I applied Loctite and tighten it back up in there. But this is the third torque converter bolt right here, man. I know y'all see, man. Check this out. Look at that. Y'all see how loose that is? So I can take that out with my fingers. I'll take it out and ain't gonna have no Loctite on it. Watch this. So we will see. Nope, don't look like it got no Loctite on it at all. So let me get some Loctite on this. And I can get this back in there. Just to keep in mind, I still got the breaker bar or the torque wrench on the front of the motor to hold it still while I tighten this up right here. So I'll be back in a minute, YouTube. All right, look at that, YouTube. Now that I got the starter all mounted back up in there, I just wiped all the little oil down, and so I got it all nice and clean now. All right, YouTube. Hey, I got everything cleaned up, and so now we're getting ready to crank it up, man, and see if that little rattling noise is gone. I know it's gonna be gone because 2 of the 3 bolts was loose. So let's crank it up and see if we still hear that sound, YouTube. Be back in a minute. right, YouTube. Hey, if you made it to this part of the video, hey, I want to congratulate you, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to bless you. You know, I just want to drop this on you. I started to get upset, you know, when I had this particular problem with the 72 Impala LS swap. But I said, you know what? I'm not going to let it upset me. I'm not going to let it frustrate me. You know what I'm saying? Because things like this happen. Whenever you working on these old school cars, man, stuff like this happen. And ain't no way around it. But at the same time, I want to give y'all this, man. For those of us that love God, all things work together for God's good, man. Because if this hadn't never happened to me, if I had never had this particular problem, I wouldn't be able to bless each and every single one of you looking at this video right now, man. So I give all the glory to God. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful for what happened. Even this oil leak that I just discovered after I fixed this problem. Look at that, man. Y'all see that? I let the car idle for about maybe 20, 25 minutes in the driveway in gear because I just wanted to make sure, you know, the car wasn't going to run hot or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I like to test my car out because, you know, that way you'll know. But I discovered that oil leak. And so whatever I got to do, you know, we going to fix that oil leak. That little small oil leak, it ain't no priority right now. But I know that I got it, and I know I got to fix it. I think I know where it's coming from, but that's in another video. You know what I'm saying? Hey, if you like this video, make sure y'all click that subscribe button and lock in with the Chevys R Us family. Let Chevys R Us help you do your LS swap, YouTube. Your LS swap is just as important as my LS swap. You know what I'm saying? We go live every single Wednesday. You got questions, we got answers. Come chop it up with a whole community of people that like to do the same thing you do. Old school cars and LS swaps. All right, join us 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, every Wednesday. YouTube.